I kind of just want to have a candid discussion about Game 3 of the American League Championship Series um, between the Yankees and the Guardians. You know, I think I've established this in the past. I am a Yankees fan, but part of me wants to just appreciate the gem of a baseball game everyone was able to watch. Like, if you tuned into this, it doesn't really matter like when, but especially in the later innings. As you can see in the box score there, from the eighth inning on, it was just a sensational baseball game. I think I tuned in and um, it had my undivided attention from like the bottom of the first on. And, I saw a lot of good things from the Yankees today, but I had a conversation with a friend just a little while ago, and we both agreed. We both think that this is the type of loss that can kind of linger for a little bit if you're not careful. And if you're not careful, it can also like change the entire trajectory of a series. And I say this because it feels like, in a way, the Yankees, when Aaron tied the game with a two-run shot in the eighth, and then Giancarlo gave him the lead 4-3 in the eighth, it felt like they were really, really close to absolutely stealing a ball game. Winning a game that they had no business winning. Um, but then the exact opposite is what ended up happening. Cleveland feels like they stole a ball game. They had no business winning this ball game after the ninth inning, and yeah, it's just one of those things that's really unfortunate. I think both teams really used their big guns out of the bullpen. There's talk of like a four-headed monster in the Cleveland bullpen, obviously with Clase at the back, but let's see if I can get the names real quick. So, yeah, there we go. So Boyd started, the lefty, pitched well for 5 innings, but then they go to Cade Smith, who is an unbelievable strikeout guy. He misses bats tremendously well. He has a power split, um, but his fastball, I think he was really aggressive. He didn't throw a ball that inning. He only pitched 1 inning. Um, And I believe it was against 2, 3, and 4. I think it was Soto, Judge, and Stanton that he faced, 2, 3, and 4 in the Yankees order. Set him down on 10 pitches, didn't throw a ball, 10 pitches, 10 strikes. He struck out Aaron, I believe, in that. He struck out Judge. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what makes him a really good reliever. Obviously, he has great command, but his fastball doesn't blow your socks off. It was 95, 96, and by today's standards, that's like, I think hitters, they'd sign up for 95 and 96 out of the bullpen because nowadays you have guys throwing 99 with cut, 101, 102 miles per hour. But he pitched really well. So that's one of their four main pieces out of the pen. And then they have Heron, the lefty, Gaddis, and then Clase, obviously, who they count on to close games. Where did it start to get hairy? Um, I think it was Gaddis. He was facing, what was it? 9-1 and 2 in the Yankees order. He was facing Wells pinch hit for Trevino, the catcher. So Wells pinch hit the lefty, struck him out. Glaber got out, and then Juan Soto walked. So with 2 outs in the eighth, they brought in Emmanuel Clase to shut the door. He didn't pitch well at all. He hasn't pitched well in the entirety of the postseason. I think in the playoffs he's given up 5 earned runs, and throughout the entire regular season, he's only given up 4 earned runs, something like that, a crazy stat like that. It makes no sense. Um, but yeah, he obviously got ahead 0-2, I believe, on Aaron Judge, and then couldn't put him away with off speed down. Aaron took those pitches, and then he took a cutter on the outside half, like 99, cutting away from him. He just hit it to the opposite field. That was a great hack by Aaron, one of those like signature moments in the playoffs, tied the game. And then Stanton hung in there, got tough at bat as well, got a hanger, waited back on it, and hit it like 400 feet to dead center. And then the Yankees got an insurance run in the top of the ninth inning. Volpe played well. He came around to score, but yeah, it's just tough. It comes down to Weaver and Clay Holmes. I'll talk a little bit more about Weaver in a bit, but Weaver's been really taxed. They've been counting on him a lot all throughout the playoffs, against Kansas City. Um, and then Clay Holmes as well. Pretty much they've both appeared like in every single playoff game, I believe, and they've both been fantastic. I think um, this is probably a little bit of a sign that Weaver might need you know, his arms hanging a little bit. Let's get him off his feet for a game, and maybe Clay as well because it just wasn't as sharp for Luke Weaver today. He's a guy that prides himself on locating the fastball, getting ahead with the fastball, getting ahead with the heater. All four quadrants of the plate, he can locate it, move it in, out, up, and down. And then today he was doing that, but you know, me personally watching the bottom of the ninth inning, Jose Ramirez got on base, um, sharp single I believe, and then you get Josh Naylor to ground into a double play, a terrific defensive play by Luke Weaver there, a comebacker to him. He fields it flawlessly from the top of the mound. He doesn't even hesitate. He actually in one motion and throws it to second base, and they turn the double play. So there you have no traffic, no runners on base, 2 outs. Um, and then he gets ahead 0-2. He really gets ahead 0-2 on Lane Thomas, the five hitter. I mean, you can't think that, like, you have no reason to believe as a Yankees fan there that you're going to lose that game. You're pretty much chalking it up as a win. You're chalking it up as a 3-0 series lead. You're chalking it up as your first World Series berth in 15 years. That's where my mind went. Maybe one pitch too soon, obviously, because um, I'm having a hard time blaming Weaver too much. He's been lights out, like I've said, all playoffs, but I think he started to nibble there on Lane Thomas. I think in that he nibbled, he shook off Wells a couple times. I don't know if Wells wanted to try to put him away with a changeup right there, but um, he wasn't able to locate a couple fastballs, and then he ran the count up to 3-2 full count, and Lane Thomas was just sitting on a heater, and he got it, put it in play, put a good swing on it, extended the game, and then missed on a first pitch fastball to Noel, and then he just a get me over changeup, like no break, just a hanger right there over the middle of the plate that he hit a long way. So that was definitely tough, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have a hard time really blaming Luke Weaver. He's still going to be instrumental for the rest of this playoff run for the Yankees. He's going to be counted on to get big outs, but maybe he just needs a day. Let the arm rest a little bit. Save your bullets. Um, Looking here at the box score, keeping Stephen Kwan hitless at the top of Cleveland's order is no easy task, and I think that's it's really important. He obviously got on base with two walks there, but he's kind of a tone setter at the top of that order, so keeping him off base as much as possible is essential. Jose Ramirez did get one hit, but him and Josh Naylor, a combined 1 for 9. I think Cleveland is definitely going to look to get those guys going. That could be a danger spot if they get hot. Um, yeah, other than that, nothing really sticks out from their lineup. Brian Rocchio kind of cooled off. He just had the one hit and had a nice sacrifice bunt late in the game as well, I think in the 10th. Now looking at the Yankees starting lineup, Gleyber continues to have really great at-bats at the top of the order. It wasn't Soto's game today, but he got a couple tough calls from the umpires, so it happens. But Aaron obviously with a huge swing of the bat. Stanton, huge swing of the bat. I think this is going to be John Birdie's last start of the playoffs. Um, didn't really do anything with the bat today. But what was concerning was that Rizzo didn't make some plays that felt like he should have made at first base late in the game. After he came in for Birdie, he kind of let just some plays that he didn't react quickly enough to or something like that. So maybe if he starts the game, he's just has his legs under him a little bit more. Volpe had some really good at bats. Verdugo doubled. Trevino drove in a run early. I'm still concerned about Austin Wells. He's not catching up to the heater. You can see he's batting under 100 in the playoffs, but until he proves he can catch up to a fastball, I think he should expect a steady dose of those from the other pitchers. Um, Definitely don't hit him clean up next game if Cleveland throws a righty and you want to have him in the order. Do not bat him clean up. I think Rizzo can bat clean up, and then Jazz right there to split up the order. But Austin Wells doesn't feel like a viable option at the cleanup spot for the Yankees right now. Yeah, Luis Heel looks like he's scheduled to start Game 4. I think it's a really important game for both teams. The Yankees need to respond. You really can't afford to have the series go 2-2 because then any momentum you had is pretty much gone. At this point, you have limited momentum. The Guardians are believing they feel like they're right back into it, which they are. But the Yankees have a huge game ahead of them tomorrow. Luis Heel, I don't want to say his leash is going to be short, but his leash. I mean, they need some length out of him. This bullpen has been taxed. Like look at the pitchers they threw today. Schmidt pitched well. Tim Hill got another big out. He should be available. Ian Hamilton got actually injured, so I think he's not an option. Tim Meza didn't have it. I think it was his first appearance of the playoffs too. Tommy Kahnle might not be an option tomorrow. He just threw 26 pitches, so Hamilton won't pitch tomorrow for sure. Kahnle, I don't think he'll pitch tomorrow. Weaver shouldn't, and Clay Holmes shouldn't as well. Um, so that's four guys that you're in a tough spot with, and yeah, it's a big start for Luis Heel tomorrow. He's gonna have to get some outs, go relatively deep into this ball game, but yeah, there's a big difference in the series between 3-0 and 2-1. But you live and you learn. These games happen. It's the postseason. It's hard, and I'm still very confident in the Yankees that they're gonna rebound. I think they do win tomorrow, and they find a way to right the ship here. They don't let this thing fall off the rails. And yeah, it was like I said at the beginning, it was an incredibly entertaining game to watch from start to finish. Obviously, it didn't end the way I wanted it to, and tons of ups and downs. That eighth inning was just completely joyous to watch. It was spectacular. Um, but it happens. Player of the game, Noel or Fry. I'm gonna go with Noel for sure, if I could vote. Yeah, the swing he took, it was just incredible. Um, Saved the game for the Guardians there, but yeah. And if you also watched the game, if you enjoyed it, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. If you think I'm looking at this from the wrong point of view, or if you just have a different opinion, also feel free to express that. Um, yeah, and if you think the Yankees are done after this game, it's just a blow that they can't recover from, I will have to respectfully disagree, but you're entitled to your own opinion. So thank you so much for watching this, and um, I'll check in with you guys later, probably in about 3 or 4 days when the Yankees are preparing for the Fall Classic and um, are one step closer to winning their 28th championship.